Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Izam as usual. So in today's video I have this Star Wars themed artwork you can follow through. I put some timestamps over here so you can look through and jump in right into the sections that you want to do. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So let's begin with a new canvas. So we're gonna choose an A4 size. We are going to create a rectangle using this tool over here. Choose this, make sure that it's not a rounded corner, and let's draw from one corner to the other corner here. So whatever color that you see in this rectangle here, I want you to change to this particular gradient. This is a linear gradient. And for linear gradients, we have two colors over here. You can add more in the middle by tapping here and here and here, but for our purposes here, we only need two colors. So drag this end down here and one over here. Now we set the bottom color. I want you to key in this code. So the code is this, CC251B. Enter. Alright, so next we're going to change this one, the top color over here. Okay, this one. We're going to change the color to 70545. Alright, so now that we've done that, tap on your layers panel and double click this and type in sky. You can go ahead and lock this layer. Let's create a new layer and let's type in d.star. So now we're going to do a simple circle. Tap again on the square and select the ellipse tool and just draw something like this. Use another finger and tap on the screen, press and hold on the screen and release. That will constrain your drawing to a perfect circle. I'm just going to go ahead and change the gradient fill for the circle. Tap on this, the fill. So for this particular color, I want you to key in this code FD7A7A. Alright, and the next color over here on this end, we will set the color to FF3651. Here we need to do some adjustments. Bring this end down here and this one up here, so that the darker side is over here, the darker hue. Next, drag this particular one closer over here. Now the next thing that we're going to do is have another circle. So what you need to do is tap on this duplicate button over here and just tap and drag like that. Make sure you turn this back off because we don't want to duplicate anymore. So this particular circle, we're going to minimize it. Now can you see that it's not constrained? Put another finger on the screen. Now drag this over here. We need to change the gradient. It's no longer going to be linear. We're going to set it to here, radial gradient. Now for the radial gradient, as you can see over here, we need to make some changes. Drag this out, something like that, something like this. Now the next thing that we're going to do is draw a line across the circle. So tap on this tool, select the rectangle tool. Let's start drawing something like this. Switch back to the pointer tool and resize it. Make sure both ends meet the circle. Something like this will do. Resize it like this, make it thinner. Something like that. And now adjust, rotate and move it up, something like that, somewhere in the center. Now this particular circle, we need to move it up. It cannot rest on this rectangle over here. Now the next thing that we're going to do is draw another rectangle. Now this time, let's make it rounded corner. Tap on style and tap on corner radius and just move this, something like that. Alright, maybe 3 points. This will be good. So let's have several of this of different sizes. So again, remember this tool over here, the pointer tool with the duplicate button. Let's turn that on and just tap and drag, tap and drag, one and one more. Let's zoom out, turn off the duplicate button. Now I want to make this one a bit bigger, slightly bigger, maybe this one a bit smaller, this one a bit longer, thinner, maybe a bit bigger. So now let's select all of this. I just want to select these rectangles, place it something like this. So let's select all of this and place it over here on top. Okay, I'm going to resize it, make it smaller. Again, to constrain, press another finger on the screen and release. Okay, I'm going to place it over here. Let's move this downwards. Maybe this is a little bit too close to the center rectangle. And let's have another one. I'm going to duplicate this, have it over here. Look at our rectangles. Okay, for this one, I'm going to rename this mid circle line, something like that, so that we don't select this. Okay, so select all the other rectangles and select the big circle, and then you go to the path and cut it out, something like that. You can make some adjustments on your own if you wish. So I'm going to turn off this duplicate button. The next thing that we're going to do is draw another circle. Let's make sure you change this to an ellipse tool. Tap and drag. Make sure you press another finger on the screen and release. Make sure you change the fill color to a radial gradient. And this time, make sure that the color for both of this color is the same or somewhat the same. Okay, and it has to be light, a color which is close to white. It's for this end and the other end as well. For the other end, I choose this color, just drag it down, but I'm going to set the opacity all the way down to 0 here. So now we have this. Tap on the pointer tool, drag like that. Don't drag it out. Drag it somewhere close to the edge of the circle. Let's take a look at your layers panel. Let's label this layer as glow. So tap this glow and place it below the main circle. Now I'm going to resize this, make it a little bit bigger and put it over here, and maybe just change this opacity, this particular end, this color, a bit lower. Okay, I hope you're happy with your glow. Maybe I'm not too happy. I'm going to make it a bit bigger, something like that. So mine is done. To lock the Death Star layer, lock it and make a new layer. And I'm going to label this as D star rubble. Just select, let's choose this, a polygon. So as you can see, it follows the fill, actually follows the previous fill that we had just now for the glow. You can change this if you want, but I think I probably will let it be. So to make life easier for us, make sure you tap on the pointer tool over here tap on the duplicate button and just tap and drag again, tap and drag several times. A lot of them will be concentrated close to the Death Star. Okay, let's turn off the duplicate tool and let's resize this. Some of them will be small, some will be big. Make sure it's somewhat random, right? Some are big, some are smaller, some are bigger, something like this. So now I'm just going to move it around, cluster them, and then those which are further away will be much smaller, something like this. So I'm going to select all of this. Maybe let's see what happens if I resize it, place it over here. So what I am going to do is select all of this and then tap on the duplicate button, tap and drag. I'm going to rotate. Oh, you see, you need to turn off the duplicate button. Drag and select and rotate and place it over here. Maybe let's put it somewhere a little bit further away. Okay, so now as you can see, the whole Death Star and the Rubbles are taking up the whole page. I'm going to unlock this. I'm going to leave the sky locked, but all the rest will be unlocked so that I can select all. Press another finger to constrain the size, and I'm going to put it here somewhere in the center. Remember to lock all the previous layers. Have another layer, and let's call these land. To draw the land, let's use a pen, the pen tool over here. Select that, just tap over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and close it. Tap on the first point and we're done. So tap on this, the node tool here. So now as you can see, our sand dune is rather angular. So what you can do is just tap and double tap on each node. Okay, double tap again, double tap. So as you can see, it's now curvy, and you can adjust the curvature of this dune and adjust. So now we have this basic land or sand dune. We're going to change the color, the gradient. It's going to take up a linear gradient. Yes, so now we are going to change this handle, the position of this handle. Let's switch that to make the top lighter than the bottom. So now let's pick this color, change it, make sure the opacity is set to the fullest, and type in 380303. Enter. And the next color is just black. Set it opacity to the fullest and set it to black. Alright, so I'm going to set the angle of the gradient, something like this. So we've got our first dune ready to go. What we need to do now is duplicate. Press this duplicate button, tap and drag, something like that. Turn off the duplicate button. I am going to flip this horizontally. So tap on the arrange panel, tap here, horizontal flip. I'm going to place it over here and go to your layers panel, open this up, drag it down. Let's set the size smaller, something like that, and drag it longer. Something like this will do. Alright, and maybe flatter. Okay, so we're done with that. We changed the color. Let's make it a little bit lighter. Okay, so we can move this over here. Something like this will do. So next, we're going to duplicate this particular dune. by pressing this. Make sure you have your pointer tool selected and press the duplicate button. Tap and drag over here. Turn off the duplicate button and press over here. And now let me change the color to make it even lighter. Something like this. Okay, you can experiment with the colors. Alright? Next, make sure you tap and drag all the way to the bottom. Something like this. I'm going to rotate something like that so that I can just see. Over here, I'm going to set the gradient, change it. Select the circle or the ellipse tool. Let's create a new layer. Lock all the other layers. And I'm going to rename this as Falcon. Let's draw a circle somewhere over here. Alright, we got it. I'm going to zoom in, select this polygon tool, and I'm going to draw something like this. I'm going to use this node tool. I'm going to tap on this and drag over here. And over here, drag this like that. So it is best that we have a solid color for this, and I think black will be good. So I'm going to set the color like that. The same goes with the circle. Set it to a solid color. Tap on the pointer tool, tap on the duplicate button over here, and drag. Turn off the duplicate button. Make sure you tap on the arrange panel, tap on the flip horizontal icon. Just draw another rectangle over here, and let's place it somewhere here. Make sure you go to style and the corner radius, let's keep it to 0, and let's resize it, something like that. Bring it up. Over here, let's bring it closer as well. Tap on and select the circle, tap on the node tool, and you can just tap here and here to adjust, something like that, if you so wish. And here as well, I'm going to drag it to the top, and maybe here. It looks somewhat like a Millennium Falcon. Maybe I'm going to drag it over here and over here. Maybe I'm going to select both of this and bring it downwards, something like that. We're going to draw the trails. Okay, let's draw. Again, we have this rounded corner. I'm not going to have that, so I'm going to tap and set it to 0. Select the trail again. It's just here, and make it a bit smaller. Now we're going to add the fill. It's going to be a linear gradient. So adjust, tap and drag this handle, the gradient handle, and bring it down. For the color, both of these ends set it to white, and one end set the opacity to 0, and the other end maybe opacity to about 50%, maybe. I think it looks good. Let's have a look. Alright, I think it looks good. But as you can see, you can see that it's on top of the Millennium Falcon. We don't want that. So to make sure we don't see that kind of thing, let's drag this layer below the circle, and that's it. You can also add in a blur effect if you so wish to these trails. So select the trail and you can add in blur, maybe 1 point, and that's it. So let's place that, let's adjust the position of the Millennium Falcon somewhat in the center here. We're going to lock this layer and have another layer, and we're going to draw a BB-8. Let's label this layer as BB-8. Let's draw a circle. Alright, and place it over here. Yes, again, it's going to be black, right? Next, BB-8, the head is a semicircle. So you're going to draw another circle. Now, the good thing about Vectornator is that it has this scissor tool. So you just tap here and here, and we cut it out. You can just delete this part over here. So now let's drag this guy, the head, over here. To draw the antenna, let's have another rectangle. Make sure you set the corner radius to 0. So one long antenna and a shorter one over here. And that's it. Select this, the head, plus the antenna, and let's rotate it a little bit here. Lock this BB-8 layer and have another layer. Let's create another layer. Label these as stars. Draw circles, and the circles is going to be white. Make sure you constrain so that you can get a perfect circle. So this particular circle is not white right now. So what we need to do is change the color. Let's create a radial gradient. So the first color will be white, and the next color will also be white, but we set the opacity a bit lower, something like that, and we're done. Alright, let's resize that. So how different is it from the Rubble? Not so different, right? Okay, but at least it's a bit brighter. Okay, so that is one star. Let's have fun and duplicate these and create more. Not too many. I think that's enough. Alright, so turn off the duplicate button. I'm going to select these and just resize it. Select any stars and just resize it. Select any of this at random and just resize them. And then just place them somewhere at random. Okay, I think this is fine. Let's tap on the layers panel again, lock all the other layers and make a new one, and type in Vignette. Alright, so now let's select a rectangle and drag across the screen. Change the fill color, and we're going to set it to a gradient fill again. The first color, the one in the center, which is here, is going to be reddish. Okay, so just select something like that, but you set the opacity low. Here, the outer color, set the opacity to the fullest, somewhat, okay, and change the color to something of a purplish color. I'm going to set it something like that. Now it is up to you to set the color. Choose whatever color that you think suits you. I'm going to change the handle, move it downwards like that, such that the top is darker than the bottom. Something like this. I think this is good. Okay, I'm going to drag this here, drag it above like that, and we're done. Alright, so I hope you liked that video. I hope you can follow through, and if you can't, you can just click on the timestamps, the sections that you need help with, and replay it all over again. And about this work from home thing, yes, I guess everybody's dealing with this lockdown situation throughout the world. I hope you stay safe, stay healthy, and yeah, I hope this pandemic ends soon. Until then, I'll still keep on making more videos for you. Yeah, so that's all from me. I will see you in the next video.